Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Two Brothers channel. I'm one brother.
And I'm the second brother. Welcome, everybody. Good evening. Good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Back to you, Mr. Phil.
Hey, how you all doing out there, man? Oh, it's great to be back. And this one is actually a very interesting episode because we've decided that we're going to have a surprise, and I'm sure that a lot of you will be happy about this. We decided we're going to have Rike as a permanent guest on the Two Brothers channel. Say hello, Rike.
Woo! Hi, everybody. It's great to be here. Yes, let's do this.
Okay. So today we're going to be looking at this topic called Your Network is Your Net Worth. Your net worth. Your network. Now, what's your network? Your network is really who are those people around you. Okay. And if you have, just to keep it very simple, if you have people that are around you and they don't have much, then guess what? You won't have much. But if you have people around you and they have much, that will be your network. Guess what? You will have much. What do you think, Mr. Clay?
Yeah. You will find that most people go through life thinking that their net worth is tied to their job or their profession, because that's where they're making the bulk of their income. And they might even have like a little bit of investment some on the side. But that is their network. They don't see themselves as a viable company. Like Mr. Leye, if I use myself as an example, Mr. Leye Incorporated. You know, that you don't see yourself as a company in your own right. That should be alongside the Apples, the biggest company, Facebooks around the world. So most tend to go through the old age scenario of working in a job, finishing, getting maybe being hit by redundancies or leaving their job, and their networks, they see themselves in terms of their income going up, down, up, down, up, down, till the system spits them out, where they're finally retired. And then they look around and say, okay, where am I in life? What's life all about? You know, I just had a sister that just recently retired, and it's like talking to her is like she's starting life afresh. When it shouldn't be the case, because your stock should be rising gradually as you're getting older, because you're putting a lot of effort into yourself and into your businesses and into your development. So your net worth should be rising. But then tying that back to your network, like you just said, is very powerful because most people, first of all, don't look at themselves as a company, not to talk about other people around them as other companies that they need to invest in and grow together. So back to you, Mr. Phil.
Well, you know, just to add on to what Mr. Clay is talking, and I'm going to bring Rike on to make it easy so that people will understand. Right. So let's say this is your a network. This network, let's use Naira, something I prepared earlier. This network is worth 10 million Naira. Okay. But all the 10 million Naira are in this guy's pocket, the guy in the middle. Okay. All the 10 million Naira are in it. So I'm going to shade him black. Like Mr. Clay said, it's live. So all the 10 million Naira is in his pocket. Okay. All these people are broke around him. Okay. That's a network. Now, this is another example. Example B. So this guy has 1 million Naira, but he has spent his time developing everyone around him to have 1 million Naira each. So all of them have 1 million Naira net worth. So the network B2 is 10 million Naira. Now, The question is, if they compete, who will win? Rika, what do you think?
Well, looking at the diagrams, I definitely believe that the B scenario will be the winner.
Okay.
Because he not only has his 1 million naira, but he's also, I don't know whether this is the scenario, but he's got his people in there. He's probably introduced them to some things, influenced them to some things, and now they're all winning together and all eating. However, the A example, he's by himself got 10 mil, and the people around him have nothing. In situations like that in the real world, those people that have nothing will be leeching off of him. He will not be able to actually grow and reproduce more of whatever he did in order to get that money and grow that equity. But the people around him will be leeching and sucking everything from him until he's like them.
So I see that.
I see that as it's better to surround yourself with like-minded people that are growing rather than being the only like-minded and being amongst people that haven't got anything going for themselves.
Okay. Now, it's interesting that you said that. And to be honest, let me tell the audience that, believe it or not, we don't script anything that we're sharing with you. So Rika did not even know I was going to ask her that question. And this is the first time she's actually I've ever asked her that question. And even sometimes when we come, all I just tell Mr. Claire is that we're going to be talking about this topic, and that's that. So everything we're sharing with you is coming straight from the heart. And what Rika said there, like I said, unscripted, unprepared, is exactly the reality that, I have learned so many years ago, and especially it's even very, very clear in the UK. It's much more clearer in the UK than in Nigeria, because you see, in the UK, you have the Chinese community. In the UK, you have the Jewish community, you have the Indian community, and you see how they come together. You see how they work together. You see how they support themselves, yeah? And the people that you see suffer the most are the Black community. You see that we don't have that network mentality. Now, like Rika said, it makes sense that you want to be in group B, where everyone is working together, where everyone is growing together, but this is what we find in Africa most of the time. It's called big manism. Me, myself, and I. As long as I'm okay, everybody else can jump. Mr. Clay, what do you think?
The big man, the chief, the guy at the top, and everybody's hailing the big man. Hey, big man. They absolutely can't stand him, but whenever he's around, they're here to be cheerleaders, and big him up, and one of the things that I see is that generation, these new generations coming up, because I was raised under the big man mentality, under the big man syndrome, of phenomenon. And when you look at the big man, number one, he's not happy, he's stressed out, he's always alone, he has nobody he's looking for another big man to support him. And the drop is massive, because all of a sudden, it might be the big man might be a soldier that retires from the military. The big man might be somebody working for the government and is making money because of this job, and then he loses his job. The big man, even recently, I have people that are working in the ministries, and they tell me about the diabolical fights that they have, even within themselves, where people are going and fighting, not just the politics in the office, but actually going to the, the babalawos, the medicine doctors, to actually get them out of the job. So it can get really scary where, it's not just about doing a good job anymore. You're fighting so many battles every day. So the big man or the big woman, because there's big madams out there as well, gets really tiring. And you see them, they spend their energy defending their position rather than spending their energies to build their community.
Okay. Now, one of the things about this that, like, just like you're saying, Mr. Clay, is that in our minds, I'm just trying to make sure that I've got the right ones. Yeah. In our minds, we all want to be example B. We don't want to be example A, where the money is all in one pocket. Yeah. But in reality, people always default to A because there's this idea that, look, me, myself, and I, as long as I've got my own problems, you know, even this channel that we're doing, our motive is to empower people. And this is one of the reasons why we're empowering people, because we realize that that outlook of me, myself, and I, as long as I'm okay, everyone else can go and jump, really doesn't work. It's like I said, especially in the UK, where you see other communities work together, you see the deficiencies very clearly in the Black community that doesn't work together as well. As a matter of fact, there's a saying that says that if you drop a pound in the Jewish community, that pound will go around that community 8 times before it leaves. If you drop it in the Chinese community, apparently maybe 5 times, it goes around that community 5 times. Apparently in the Indian community, if you drop a pound in the Indian community here, that pound will rotate. They would, you know, it will not leave 3 times. It will rotate 3 times. Apparently, if you drop that same pound in the Black community, that pound will come in form of a salary, and it will go out immediately to some other community. Rika, what do you think about that?
Well, it's saddening.
I could hear it in your voice.
Because I like to be optimistic and hopeful, but it's kind of embarrassing, you know, that people can circulate money and equity within their own community. However, the Black community can't seem to get together and do so. I'm not trying to badger anybody because, of course, like, I don't buy out only Black businesses, so it's understandable. But we need to do better. Because, you know, with the examples that you gave, that you provided, you can't be the only person who is like the millionaire and everybody around you is diddly squat poor. For me, it makes sense for everybody to be eating, for your whole family to be, you know, growing and producing, you know, great things, because there's space for everybody. So, you know, I'd rather be on a table where everybody's eating than be the only one eating.
Excellent.
So I believe we start sharing with each other.
You know, this is very interesting because many years ago, your uncle was there when I did workshops. And I remember, maybe your uncle remember me setting up the meetings, you know, talking about this topic as we're talking about, doing these props. You were very young there, Enrique. Probably I even brought you in a car seat, you know, and put you on the side there. I'm hoping, I'm praying that you will not make noise while I'm doing the presentation, you know. I just brought that story up because some people sometimes ask, Mr. Phil, why do you do these things? Why do you, you know, okay, the question has even been asked. This YouTube channel, is it YouTube paying you? Is YouTube paying you money? Is that why you're doing it? And first and foremost, we've not made a copper from YouTube. We're not looking to make a copper from YouTube. As a matter of fact, I'm not, okay, no. No, I just thought that. Now, the key reason why I'm saying this is that the rewards. Okay, now, I started doing those meetings 2003. Just think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Come on a journey with me for a few minutes. I started doing workshop 2003. That is 17 years ago. And for me to do a workshop, I will have to leave my house, go to the place, set it up. Sometimes, like I said, with Rike in tow, with Korede in tow, you know, I will set the place. People will come, you know, I will do the meeting. Then I will have to pack up after everyone leaves. I will have to jump into my car. I was doing all that free. Now, think about it. If I was willing to do that, how would I not be excited to have a channel on YouTube where all I have to do, I don't even need to set up now. I don't even need to travel anywhere. I don't even have to, So again, that is the principle that we've been talking to you about, that if you're hard on yourself, life will be easy on you. And if you're easy on yourself, life will be hard on you. I was hard on myself since 2003. This is easy. And more than that, whatever we do, whatever everything that we do now, or whatever shows that we do now, it stays in the library forever. People can do. That time there was no recording. I will have to do it again the next week and again the next week. So for all those people wondering, is it because they're getting paid? Is it because they're looking for something? Maybe they want my money. No, it's about empowerment. It is about this. It is about this. Because if Mr. Phil has this mentality of this, then Mr. Phil will not be doing this channel. But Mr. Phil is about this. So we're teaching what we're sharing. What do you think, Mr. Clay?
Well, it is very clear that the mentality of the people are stinking mentality, which is why it needs to be, you need to wash your mentality. There's no other way of talking about it. Don't default to the negative, because that person that has 10 million in his pocket and he has all this bad mentality around him, they're not there to make his 10 million, 20 million, or 30 million, or 100 million. They're there to leech off him, like Rike said. Right? So their mentality is thinking mentality. They see him as the target. If they're gonna rob anybody, they're coming for him. If he's gonna have to beef up his security, that 10 million is probably gonna be spent just surviving, rather than actually being relaxed. But when you flip on the other side, that person with 1 million is looking at raising their mentality to the point where you'll be like, you know what? You don't have to be leechy of me all the time. You can actually start something that can benefit me. You start a butcher's. So when I need meat, I'll come and spend my money with you. And you can also sell to other people. You be our medical person, which is what the Jewish did, really. You take over the television, you take over media, you start selling newspapers. We will support you. We'll buy your newspapers first before we buy anybody else's. These are the mentality that you will see, that it's not a crab pulling you back down into the bucket mentality, but it's something that is a rope pulling you up mentality. So there's a big difference in the mindset and the thinking of the two scenarios you've shared there, Mr. Phil.
Thank you very much.
Massive difference.
Thank you very much. And even more than that, you see, we have practiced this for so many years that some of you have seen our videos and you've left comments. And some of your comments some of you have encouraged me that, oh, Mr. Phil, well done on, working with your brother. Well done on this great job you're doing with your daughter. These are my network. But beyond that, we have people that I'm going to be inviting for subsequent that are not family at all, but are part of my network. Because you see, like I keep saying, your network is your net worth. Okay. Now, one thing we've not spoken about now is that when trouble time comes, in form of health, in form of trouble, how many people do you have around you that you can say, oh my God, there's an emergency. I need to raise 1 million naira quickly. I need to raise 1 million naira. How many people can you go to and say, okay, borrow me X, Y, Z? How many? Mr. Claire.
Well, how many can call you?
Not you personally, from experience.
How many people can call you? How many people can see, okay, this girl is in trouble, this guy is in trouble. I just read in the newspaper, is in trouble here. There's 1 million. There's 2 million. There's 3 million. This is the time for me to, to back you. How many people can call you? You see people drifting away from you.
Oh, you know what they will say? They will say, yay, if you had just come 2 hours ago. I had the money. I had the money. The money was there. But I just spent it 2 hours. Sorry, I can't help you. They will come up with so many excuses. That is a sign of a network that has not been built. That is because this kind of thing that we're talking about, you can't take out what you've not put in. And as it is right now, yeah, we are investing, as we're sharing with you, we're investing in you, whether you like it or not. And the beautiful thing about this is that we're not expecting reward from you. The universe will take care of us, as it has. As a matter of fact, when I was doing my network, and I've been investing in my network from 2003, I did not know there will come times where literally they saved my own life. I thought I was just being nice. But I didn't know that I was setting the stage for my own help later on down the road. What do you think, Rike?
I agree. There's that song, Lean on Me.
Okay.
When you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll be you know, that song literally describes what we need to be for one another. If there's a load you need to carry, I'll be there to help you. Vice versa. If there's a load I need to carry, I need people around me that will be willing and happy to help me. So firstly, we all got to build ourselves up to be that people that are dependable and reliable. Back to you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very important. It's very important that you don't see the people around you as your competition. You don't see them as the people that you should be hiding stuff from or guiding yourself. Because we've been raised with that mentality of competing with each other. Not seeing somebody, oh, Mr. Phil, oh, he wants to do something, oh, there, okay, he's getting ahead now. What we're gonna do? What we're gonna do? Is he starting a YouTube channel? Oh my God! I better not watch it. Because
I better not subscribe.
It might get a view. Or I better not subscribe because it might get one subscriber. So I'm gonna hold it up. I better not share it because wow, it might blow up. Without knowing that, listen, competition is thinking mentality. There's difference between you can cooperate with yourselves or you can compete within yourselves. And you get that competition vibe into relationships, into families.
Yeah.
And you get so many casualties all over the place. Casualties are everywhere. People are competing, blatantly competing with each other. Blatantly, not coming out and telling you, oh, Rike, I'm competing with you, or Mr. Phil, I'm competing with you. They are competing with you in your face, acting like they're not. Marking you like you're on a football pitch, marking you one-on-one. And they're competing with you.
Now, I love that football pitch, and I love that football analogy because a lot of guys would understand this. You see, like Mr. Clay said, they're marking you like they're defending so that you will not go. But the unfortunate problem with that is that you're on the same team with them. So they're marking you when the other opposition team is marking you as well. So your own teammates are fighting so that you will not do well on the pitch. Meanwhile, your opponents are the Chinese, are the Russians, you understand what I'm saying? So no wonder the Chinese are coming to Africa to take over, because on the pitch, they're not only scoring goals against you, your own team members are marking you that you will not do well. How does that make sense?
No wonder we are where we are. No wonder where we are because your energy, just imagine you've been playing, you have 2 halves to play. Even by halftime, you're drained.
Yeah.
Because not only are you kids, you don't want to pass to, you're struggling to, you're pushing your own team members, you're pushing their own defenders. You're like, it's a lose-lose scenario.
Okay, so let's now bring this back now. We had to go on that route to show you what a little bit of how bad things are and what we're dealing with. We know you feel it, but sometimes we need to show you graphically. Okay. Now let's go on to the positive side. The positive side now is that there's something we can do about it. The positive side is that's one of the reasons why we're doing this channel. So that we're not saying that everybody that hears us will say, oh yes, I'm on board, let's go. No, we know that some people will be like, look, I beg, Jerry, talk. We know that that's fine. But there will be some of you that will be like, you know what? This resonates with me. I'm gonna be one of those people that will actually do something about what Mr. Phil is talking about, what Mr. Claire is talking about. Okay. So even this channel as it is, yeah, some people think we're looking to make money. Look, that's not our challenge, honestly. Nobody can say they have the most money in the world, but trust me, money is not the issue here for me. Money is not the issue there for Mr. Claire.
No, the bottom line is we'll take the money. The money, you know,
Where's the money there?
take
There's
it.
no money though.
But bottom line is, you
There's
know,
no money.
your money is not what's sustaining us.
No.
And your money can never,
Mr.
ever
Claire, sorry, 1 second.
sustain us.
Yes, only then, even then, to even take one step further, some of you, if you're interested, we would even offer you an opportunity to generate some money through this channel by referring other people to this channel. Just to prove that we don't need your money. We are gonna give you money for referring people to this channel, if you so wish. Okay, some of you know how to do that. All right, Rika, what do you think about ending this on a positive note?
Yes, like I said earlier, I'm very optimistic and I'm very hopeful for the future that we can, well, with things like this channel and tools that we are creating for our community, that we can actually start to grow and produce things. And yeah, like I'm excited. I'm very excited for the future, and I do believe that people who the few that choose will come along on this journey with us, and we will be able to create something exponential and literally mind-blowing. So
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I love your youthful exuberance. You know, it's beautiful to watch. You know, and it reminds me of those good old days when because Mr. Phil said something the other day that when you're younger, you see life in a totally different way. You know, and as you grow older, the knocks start coming and people start pushing you down. You know, and you become a bit of a cynic. You know, you start saying bad in everything. But it doesn't have to be that way, people.
No,
it does not
no.
have to be that way.
No. You see, actually, this is definitely another topic, but I just wanted to quickly say this, that I was talking to my daughter the other day and I said something to her and she said, Dad, why would you ever think like that? And I looked at my daughter and it dawned on me that, oh my God, she doesn't have any of the baggage that I had to clear out first. She started with none of that because I shielded her from all the baggages that I had to overcome. She has none of that. She basically, she's like, Dad, why would you even think like that? I'm like, oh, you don't even know that your parents would actually even make you think like that. So it's great. So you are the next generation. Look, let's end on this note. Wakanda. We saw that film. Why was that film very powerful? Because that film spoke about hope. It spoke about change. It spoke about what was possible. Okay. And when we're talking about this, so this is where Wakanda. So Rika is the Wakanda generation.
Yep.
The people that see what can be done. Rika, show them your Wakanda, Gary. Rika, you see, did Wakanda? Come on.
Oh my God.
There you go. There you go.
Well, on that note, let's end here. Remember, we've just introduced that concept to you now. Your network is your net worth. Be interested. in developing those people around you. Granted, not everyone around you will be interested, but for those that are interested, start investing in them, because it's called a success feedback loop. Because when you invest success in this, it will come back and loop back to you. So in the long run, it is your own interest in the long run. Like Mr. Clay was talking about Mr. Big Manism in the not long ago. Mr. Big Manism is afraid, he is stressed because he does not trust the people around him, because they've not created that culture, they've not created that relationship. Well, imagine if he created that culture, if he created that relationship, those same people that he's afraid of will be the people that will protect and defend him.
Most
On
definitely.
that note, that's me signing off. Mr. Clay, sign off, and Rika sign off, then we'll close.
Let me just sign off. Guys, I hope you took one or two things away from this episode. It's a massively important one. Over to you, Rika.
Yes, I hope everybody had a good time listening to what we had to share with you. And I hope it adds to your life in some way and you're able to take something from it. Everybody take care.
God bless.
Bye.
Bye.